Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to this new Leveling Garage video. Today we will talk about the newer version of the simulation kit. We have made a guide video about the previous version and how we can build for the previous version. However, the algorithm or the buffs for the monsters has been changed with this version, which of course will change everything. Also, we have new elemental weakness instead of the I believe it used to be wind and light. So the elemental weakness right now is the light and fire. Okay, so what do we have here? Decrease the break damage. So the break effectiveness has been reduced a lot. To break boss or whatever, it will take way a longer time now. Which, by the way, you can even skip the break part right now because sometimes it really takes a very long time to break the monster. Sometimes it's way more efficient to just burst the boss with pure DBS. The other buff is the other active buff that all the monsters inside the simulation get have now is the poison. Whenever they attack you, whenever they damage you, or even if they didn't damage you, even if you have a shield, you will still get that poison effect. However, it doesn't really that crazy amount of damage. I was worried when I've seen this buff on or debuff from the monsters. I thought that this will deal insane amount of damage, but honestly, it's not really that big deal. Maybe my team that I've been using is very strong and very tanky. Now, about which stages you should aim for, it's very obvious. It's the stages where the reward will be different. So the main reward that everybody will be looking for right now is the box that we will get from the simulation gates, which this one. Right, so from stage 1 to 5, you only get those tier 1 and tier 2 from 1 to 5. So it doesn't really matter that much. You'll get more discs, of course, and more, I believe, what else? More gold, more discs with the higher stage, but the main drop, which those box, will be only up to tier 2 for stage 5. Once you start stage 6, so from stage 6 to stage 10, they all drop tier 2 and tier 3. Stage 11 and above, there where the last version, the purple version, will start dropping. So the purple version, the highest rarity available from the simulation gate, will only start dropping at stage 11. So if you can't do stage 11, let's say your team combat power around 700 something and you are unable to do stage 11, it doesn't really matter that much. If, let's say for example, you can do stage 7 easy, you don't really have to push hard for stage 8, just do stage 7 because it doesn't really matter that much. But if you're like, okay, your current power will make you able to clear tier 10 easy. However, you might find some difficulty in stage 11. I tell you that it's worth it to try stage 11 because you will get massive boost in the reward. So there is two breakpoints right now, stage 6 and stage 11. If you're close from those two, it's worthy to push as high as you can to try to clear those stages. If you can't, do really have to push hard for that. Now let's talk about the team setup, but before we start with that, let me tell you that elemental weakness matters a lot. The damage from monsters overall is not really that high. I believe the previous versions has like the monsters deal more damage than what we do have right now. Maybe because we was bugging the instance with the overclock code and doing like stage 15 and so on, but I feel like the damage now is a joke from the monsters. They don't really damage us that much as they used to be. So mainly you will focus on DPS instead of survivability. There is only two versions of weakness, so the fire and light. You have to go either light team or fire team, but right now the fire team isn't really that strong at all. I mean, who do we have right now? We do have Emma, Yosayon, even though I have her A5, but she's not even close from any one of the light team. She's not close from Shaheen, she's not close from Thomas. Bro, even Ganhi might surpass her in damage. So I believe the meta is still the light team until now. Now this could be a little bit flexible. You can, I mean, the optimal team will look like Thomas, Ganhi, and Akari. This is the perfect team. If you don't have Akari, you can bring another support. Melon is fantastic over there. If you don't have Melon, Minbyung is also good. Very, very good alternatives. If you don't have Breaker, I told you this version, it's not necessary to have Breaker in the team. It's okay to have, but it's not really necessary to have Breaker in the team. Especially Sanjimo won't need Breaker. So most likely you will be able to clear any other monsters without Breaker, as I said. But having Goganhi is very valuable. I might actually do a full guide video about Goganhi because I've started making series of the video where I make full guide video about each hunter in the game. I've started with Emma. Maybe the next one will be Ganhi. We'll see about it. As for Thomas, I don't see anyone that can replace Thomas right now other than Shaheen. This is probably the only options that we do have right now. So this is how your light team should look like. And as I said, elemental weakness really does matter a lot because it's not just 150%, which by the way a lot of damage. Also, there is another codes inside the simulation gates will also give you elemental weakness damage. So your basic skill might deal elemental weakness damage, your ultimate might deal more elemental weakness damage, or even the core attack. So you will even get way more than this. So if you use the fire or the light, you're gonna lose a lot. So yeah, this is quick recap overview to give you an idea about the new simulation gate, the new changes for the simulation gate, and answer to some of your questions. By the way, some keeping asking me about the codes. What's the best codes that we can get right now? About the HP code, the overclock HP code, it's not worth to farm it anymore. It's not worth at all to farm it anymore because you can't do the reset option to get more codes. It's not gonna work and you are not guaranteed to get that buff. So if you bring someone, let's say like Dongsu or Bark to your team, you will sacrifice your combat power and your overall your team overall damage, and you might not get the buff. I've tried to bring Emma and my DPS wasn't enough. Replaced Emma with Akari. It was a piece of cake for me. I cleaned stage 11 with closed eyes. So as I tell you, the best buffs that you can get right now is honestly depend on your team and depend on your strength level. If your team is really strong, you can get those buffs that give you advantage at the start of the stage. There is a buff, I forgot the name, that can give you almost 400% more elemental, more basic skill damage for the first 30 seconds. Now this is amazing boost to your basic skill, but if the fight is gonna be long, you're not gonna benefit from this. However, it's still gonna be amazing buff. But if you are barely on the combat power needed for this, there is some codes with infinite stacking. One giving 15%, I believe the legendary version giving 15% elemental skill, basic skill damage whenever you use your basic skill. So every time you use your basic skill, 15% more damage, 15% more damage, and stack infinite. This one will help more for long runs, I believe. Also, the one that dealing light beam, if you are using the light team, will also helps a bit dealing more damage. But anyway, it's depending on what you're going to get anyway. Right now, I don't really advise anyone to rely on the overclock to help you to clear the simulation gate, because it's not guaranteed and it doesn't really work as it used to be. Thanks very much for watching this video to the end. Make sure to support me on the Netmarble supporter program. Really appreciate every single support. If you are already supporting me, don't forget to extend your support, as the season will expire, and yeah, you will have to extend your support to get the benefit of supporting, and I really appreciate if you do that. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you in the next one.